Pisces. It's a little dark in here. But I just finished reading Game Changers by Dave Asprey, which I kind of bought by mistake because I thought Tim Ferriss wrote it. Oops. And so I've been on this book a week thing. As soon as I get up, I read for a half an hour. And I said, oh, I finished this other book. Where is it? It's so good. This one. Walk Across America, Peter Jenkins. I invested a lot more time in this book. And I ordered two more books by that author about walking across China and things like that. He, at the end of that book, the part 2 book of the Walk Across America and the China book, I guess at the end of this book he has like a religious conversion and he becomes a Southern Baptist. So I was like, okay. And he wrote a book about that. So I was like, oh, okay. Alright. I respect all faiths, don't you know? But Christian missionizing kind of irritates me. So if I'm reading it, I don't have to read it. So I choose not to. And so I just finished Game Changers this morning. The only thing is, I think the best chapter is the focusing on your weaknesses makes you weaker. Which I get the point. Like, I know these days everyone's all on the David Goggins focus on your weaknesses and beat it out of yourself type thing. But I really actually liked this chapter of the book. I love the weasel words section. So I'm going to read this section over again and really take some notes. Weasel word 1, can't. Absolutely. Weasel word 2, need. Weasel word 3, bad. Weasel word 4, try. Isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? I thought the first part of the book was really good, and then I just started getting Asprey fatigue, because then it's, well, here's this next Silicon Valley person, and it's, I felt like the subtle sales pitch, it wasn't as bad as the other book, Head Game or whatever it was. And so Headstrong, The Bulletproof Diet, Bulletproof the Cookbook, and The Better Baby Cookbook. And I think he's actually had kids, so that book might make sense. Headstrong, I read that book and I felt like it read like an infomercial. So I gave it to the library. And this one is okay. I'm probably going to read a few chapters over again, take notes, and then I'll donate this book to the library too. Every book that I read in my book a week challenge, I'm going to donate it to the library because they're good books. Some I might keep, like that Walk Across America. I might read that one over again at the end of the next year. So I started out reading a book like every week and a half, 2 weeks. Some of them are substantial. Like, I probably should go back to the Student Pilot's book, even though I now have a fear of flying small planes, having flown one myself. So I might read that one over again, but that book is like that big. And I have, so as I said before I digress, there's going to be a lot of digression in this video, by the way, that I started out reading a book every 2 weeks, every week and a half, like that. But now I'm doing 2 books a week. But I have to make sure as soon as I get up that I am got my coffee cup. Just happens to be a Sheetz cup. Let me just tell you something about Sheetz. I don't know where they're getting their coffee beans from. I think they sweep it off the bottom of the floor or out of a cat box, because the coffee quality has kind of gone down over the years. They raise the price of their coffee. They got some nerve. They use styrofoam cups, which I quarrel about. First world problems. $1.40. I think it was $1.40 for a cup. Anyway, so if you use this cup, it's 79 cents. So every now and again, their coffee is good right when they brew it, first of all. And then I get a cup of coffee. So this is my Sheetz cup. I get my Sheetz cup, make my café s'il vous plaît, and then I sit in the couch and I read for an hour. And today it took me about half an hour to finish that book. I didn't read every page in the last half of the book because I don't care about his opinion on sex. I blazed through some chapters. Actually, with his book, I read every page, the first half of the book, and I was like, I'm kind of getting sales pitch and name dropping fatigue, so I started reading the first few pages and then the chapter summary. So with Game Changers, it wasn't a true book a week experience, even though there are some characters on the internet that claim to read a book a day, and then you find out they're only reading the first few pages in the beginning and the last few pages at the end. So, no, this is true reading 99% of the time, except when it's a Dave Asprey book. I like him though. You know why? Because he's biohacking. I'm into biohacking, but I'm into biohacking with as cheap as possible. So this is like my biohack, which Silicon Valley types taking all of their powdered nootropics probably wouldn't like, because I actually sit down and I read for an hour, and some of them probably tap their foot nervously saying, I could do so much in an hour. But this is my mother effing hour, because let me just tell you, all week, this is a dirtbag week. So I said I would enjoy this morning, Saturday morning. Now, and this is the other thing, after I read, I exercise. And then later, again, I will exercise some more. But I'm feeling like a little hungry. I think I'm going to throw some half and half and some more coffee and go for a walk now. Or I might start reading another book. Usually when I finish a book, I usually leave the day. But I know how time goes when Renee has free time and I'm feeling relaxed. It flies. Peace out.